Hey guys, have you ever wanted your face to look slimmer? I know I have at times. You want to look chiseled, you want to get that like model effect like you were born with a great bone structure, and so that's what contouring is for. So I have this kit that I got, and this is from It Cosmetics. It's a brand that I first heard about on QVC for their concealers and their finishing powders, and on the website I saw this, and this is called My Sculpted Face, and it says on the back here, I'm reading, it says appear instantly slimmer, more youthful, and energetic. Even hide a double chin. So I've used this today, and in this video I will show you exactly how I use it. I'm doing that more as just me following the instructions as opposed to me being an expert on contouring. You got a couple mirrors here. If you saw my haul video, you saw me show the mirrors, and you get 6 pans of product. In terms of the size of these, this is a MAC eyeshadow. So, these are about the size of like a silver dollar, I guess you'd say. Don't know how many people are walking around with silver dollars in their pockets, but that's the comparison size-wise of these. You're getting two highlighting powders. One is matte, one is shimmery, and these would be your 4 possible contour shades. For me, I use this one and this one. This one's a little lighter, this one's a little darker, so I would say I use the 2. With a medium skin tone, I'm using the 2 that are in the middle. Because I do occasionally do makeup on other people, I thought this might be nice to have because then I do have the full range of shades. But if you have bronzers at home, or if you have highlights at home and you're only doing makeup on yourself, you know, you may not need all these colors, but what is the advantage to getting this kit, I think, is the instruction guide. And so here you can kind of see basically where, you know, generally speaking, where you want to have highlights and contours. So you could just leave it like this and you could go out with a, you know, an awesome tribal look. This folds out and you've got a whole little roadmap here for how to use the product. You got an explanation of the product, they kind of indicate what brushes you might want to use, and then you have the step-by-step, not only a like diagram and before and after look of, you know, here's your before on this girl that contoured her forehead, I believe. No, she did her nose. So there's your before, there's your after, and then they point out exactly where it goes, and they describe it right here with text. So you've got that for what to do with your nose, what you can do with your cheekbones here, what you can do with your double chin, and also your forehead. So plenty of explanation. I did not feel like there was anything left out where that's concerned. I want to show you how I did it so you can kind of see how it goes on, and then we'll kind of sum this all up with an overall review. I have a couple of different brushes I like to use. This is from the Sigma Premium Kit. It's the, I know they've been renamed with the F whatever, but it's SS165. I don't have the relabeled versions, but anyway, looks like this. It is really tapered, and it's kind of just like a mini egg shape practically. And then I also use my angled blush brush. So, and this came in the regular kit. They say you're supposed to pick a shade for the contouring that is 3 to 4 shades darker than your normal skin tone. So I generally am going for this shade here. And when I do my nose, I'm doing this shade. I just kind of go in and work this right on the side here. And you can already see a little bit of that effect. You can also carry that right on down toward the tip as well if you want. In their guide, they're showing you how to do all these things. So I'm just kind of going through each thing they talk about. Another thing is bringing out your cheekbones. So for that, I like to use this shade that's even a little bit darker, and I use my blush brush. And this is not really anything you guys probably haven't heard of before, but you know, you're kind of seeing where a natural hollow of your cheek is developing, and you're going in there with a deeper shade to intensify that even more. So just like this, and you can see exactly where that's at. So I like to lay it down like that and then buff it out. Just like so. I also like to use a big kabuki brush to blend these out because I find that, you know, the smaller brush can get the product exactly where you want it, but this can really quickly just blend it so, you know, there's no distinctive line. Just a little bit goes a long way. I'm just kind of tapping that into the product And then, okay, we can see where that is. Starting right back, like by my ear. And then coming down. Just buff it right on out. Another step is your chin area. You can see the outline of my face. I am going to take my contour up just a little bit. And I'm kind of just gonna get this right at the base of my jaw, just barely on the part that might be visible to the, you know, not under here, but just on it a little bit. Then you definitely want to take that down. You may want to use a larger brush for this. Another great thing you can do is contour your forehead. So this is great if you feel like you got a big forehead, or if that is preventing you from pulling your hair back. I mean, it's amazing what a contour can do for that. So again, I'm using this shade. I've used this shade for all of my contouring except around my nose. I've used this shade for some reason. I just feel like that little bit lighter color looks a little more natural. I'm going right on the hairline. You do not want to just start, you know, randomly right in here. I just go all the way along there with this contour powder and just kind of work on deepening up that area. We'll maybe take that down even right in here if you want a narrower forehead. You know, get it right there on those temples. One of the things that makes contouring work is also highlighting, because you're creating a greater contrast. The brighter parts, you know, it's kind of the center of the face with the exception of the sides of the nose, forehead, brow bone, chin. There is a matte and a shimmery highlight shade. First off, I am going to use the matte shade, and I'm going to be using that right down my nose. And so it's still giving me brightness, but it's not making me shiny there. And then I'm, again, just using that smaller brush that I used to contour my nose with. And I'm just kind of taking that up here. This is a sheer powder, but it's still giving you some light there. I'll take the shimmery shade, hit that on my brow bone. Also take the shimmery shade right up in here, kind of getting almost under my eye and right on top of the cheekbone. Just like that. And I have not put on my blush yet. I put on my blush after I go through this whole process. Get a little bit right here on the chin. Get a little bit right here on the Cupid's bow area. Brighten that up. After using this palette, I do feel like my face looks a little more sculpted. I really like the shades that you have to work with, and it's important to point out that all of the contour shades do not have shimmer, and contour shades should not have shimmer, because shimmer helps you catch the light. You know, you want those places in your face to recede. So that's where some people run into trouble, because they just grab any bronzer and think, this is a little deeper than my skin tone. I'm going to use this to contour, but if it has shimmer, it really doesn't look so natural. So I like, especially these two shades like I used in the video to contour with. I like you have an option of a shimmery or a matte light colored shade. You've got a great bronzer that you know is working well for you as a contour, a matte bronzer, and you've already got some highlights that you like to use, you may not need to feel the need to pick this up. But if you don't already have anything like that, and you also really want some step-by-step guidance on how to contour, I think this is a great beginner's palette or a great kit for a makeup artist to have on hand, because you do have everything here. I mean, if you've got a really dark skin tone you're working on and you still want that contour, that's a very dark shade, and you can have it all there in one nice kit. Get nice amounts of each product, and it works really well. So thanks a lot for watching, and have a great day.